Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
The truth is, we are holding it up at the end of the day.
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend...
But without any Sunset Vermilionite...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard...
Who?
Sea Gazer was one... Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drift after Sea Gaze... Luckily...
That's great! Wouldn't it be a...
You need open-minded. Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right, then. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abode...
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Seconds to tell me what you need. But you didn't let me finish.
Locomotion. So, are you buying or not?
Children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no, no. You've done so much for Lea Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline. When you traversed my old teapot and that, fortunately, I have not... Oh, I will not... The teapot that you entered...
So,
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now.
that's right.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well,
Yes.
she...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. Yenfei,
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you became one of Liu before finally defeating an ancient god to get. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, allow me to introduce... Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
all right, Yenfei, all right. let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just...
Well, Anyway, let's not...
Is that so, Yanfei?
I know, Granny, you've told...
Whoa.
Commercial consult Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant. He mentioned that he was... So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck... Oh, you want to join...
Wow. Best we be...
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? I suppose this will do.
Hello, Mr. Crossel. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, my family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having a big banquet. That's what the hairpins were, but now that I've lost...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Would you really?
Hold on.
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Jichao somehow. True.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear. Furthermore, and given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However...
Did you really have to pause? Whichever way you look...
Except that if we found the hairpin...
Please. Please, don't trouble yourself, however much it is, now that it's come to...
Yes, legally. So hold on a moment.
What did I feel? My family has seen...
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossell's. Food in town.
Ah, Miss Yan. You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus Jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event.
Guess we can rest a bit.
I should open a store here. Why'd they have to give me that transfer? You can't beat the atmosphere here
My
at the
friend,
event. I should open a store here. You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event.
My friend,
I should open a store here.
get you.
You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event. Why'd they have to
My
give me that
friend,
transfer? I should open a store
What
here.
can I get you?
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event.
My friend, what
I should open a store here. You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event. I should open a store here.
My friend, what can I get you?
Why'd they have to give me that transfer? You can't beat the atmosphere here at the event. I should open a store here.
My friend, what can I get you?
Guess we can rest a bit.
I can't beat the atmosphere here at the event.
My friend, what can I get you?
Welcome. Please take a seat.
people smile.
Miss Yunfei, what is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite, if mere mortals come into contact... Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track. It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to...
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're
I've had a read through.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how I don't believe you have been part of an investigation.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry. Also, the idea of someone abusing... But again, let's not dwell on this. Ha! I've got it! If Mr. Crossell had his...
Why, hello.
No, nothing of the...
There's no... That was the first... He was quite why, yeah...
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes. It's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao is able to tell?
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come these two stones. There may be only and I'm sure.
All right, let's focus.
But never mind.
Unusual action.
Try your luck betting on Jade? Miss Yenfei? Might I be so bold as to it?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact smaragdus jadeite, did he?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the...
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the,
Yes, I see.
I wouldn't say there's been an...
Is this hard evidence to bet?
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it!
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of... As you know, Liu... But the amendments as such...
So you helped the...
Yes, well, that's no obstacle. You sound surprised. Oh, this has enough...
Again with that...
Well, that's that.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time,
Have no further... Has a merchant...
Crossell, the design of this order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's a...
Miss Inksy,
Yes, I'm sure of it. Mr. Crossell, I also kept a copy for my own records. The inlaid gems...
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure.
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone...
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to him for?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that smaragdus jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
And if it isn't Miss Yenfei...
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with smaragdus...
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information. The Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is... Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit.
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remark. I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related to this Snezhnayan merchant?
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us.
You're too kind.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well,
Of course, Mr. Crossell. You must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, smaragdus nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing...
Seriously? In any case...
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared. What should we do next?
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the Oh, come on. I meant the backup copy of the document from the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
This document...
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of smaragdus jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give...
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh.
Huh? No.
Aren't actually in... You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell?
He's seriously in tip.
I admit, But after receiving, I went to Boo. That's why I had another pair. I kept the real smaragd. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is what...
Exactly.
I didn't... If word got out...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your
10 times.
Crosel looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with...
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much more. Even if the Smaragdus Jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation for that.
Ms. Jichao, you...
However, Mr. Crosel, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus Jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Miss Yenfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus Jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice as remuneration?
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go. But whatever, it'll do.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yenfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crosel come to an understanding?
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crosel, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so? That's good. That's good.
Actually, Mr. Crosel, I'd like to talk business for a second, if I may. I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that...
Exactly.
The right solution the objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of Adeptus in any case. Don't you think that the Liyue...
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while now.
Can't beat the atmosphere here in Nvme.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
My friend, what can I get you?
You can't beat the atmosphere here in Nvme.
My friend, why do they have to line the tracks?
You can't beat the atmosphere here in Nvme.
Guess we can rest a bit.
My friend, what can I get you?
You can't beat the atmosphere here at Viva. You can't beat the atmosphere here at Viva.
My friend, what can I get you?
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
You can't beat the atmosphere here at Viva.
So, are you buying or not?
Ah, you've returned. Good.
Well, if we're all set, Granny.
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye. Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot, hmm?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving!
That child. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited.
There we hold it firm. Take these blueprints with you.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger. But there's just a whole load of pine I can't do still. Oh, wait a second.
Well, it seems that we have a visit.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit. Hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called again? Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
helper Madam Ping mentioned?
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. She told me much about you. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of this realm to me. Your journey may be far from over, but at least this way you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep each night. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage their affairs. You may consider me a butler, if you will. Now, allow me to explain this realm to you. Have you any blueprints on you? Specifically, blueprints with beautiful rooms, chairs, and the like. As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however you please.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us some when she gave us the teapot, didn't she? Let's take them out and have a look.
Yes, these are the blueprints. Just commit the then simply...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. He said this world is not...
A golden idol.
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's not... If there's anything...
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
If you ever...
I'll take care of it.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
I'll protect us.
Let's dance.
Flirting tears? No. Cooked food. Disgusting.
Go as one.
Stay right there.
Time for retribution. Crumble.
Go as one. I'll protect us.
Let's end this quickly. I guess this is it. You need to hurry up.
Flirting tears?
This was well done.
I will have order.
You need to hurry up. Roasted frog. Feels clogged. Sit it. Cook this through.
Let's dance. Go as one.
Time for retribution.
Go as one.
Solidify.
Go as one.
You can't run from debt.
I'll protect us.
Behold, the Prinzessin der Verurteilung.
We'll need more where that came from.
By royal decree.
This quickly. Have a load of this. Verdict is? This is order. Gather.
I suppose this will do.
Stabilize.
I suppose this will do.